I'm the natural person, I'm the living man. For the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. It is not the name you have attached to this case. I believe that's a state created entity, Your Honor. And me being a living person. My name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name. So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
We're stepping into a tense courtroom session today where a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen decides to challenge the entire system. As usual, he insists that the court has no authority over him, but his reasoning quickly falls apart. It's clear he hasn't done his homework, and the judge isn't buying a single word of it. What makes this moment striking is how confidently he tries to argue against someone whose entire profession is rooted in interpreting and applying the law. Watching him attempt to outsmart a judge only highlights how unprepared he truly is, and the exchange turns into a lesson in why courtroom antics rarely end well. The scene carries a mix of drama and irony, as his effort to stand firm only leaves him struggling to explain himself. Instead of proving a point, he ends up exposing how little he actually understands about legal proceedings. So, let's break down this courtroom encounter and see exactly how it unfolds. And if you enjoy following cases like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insightful commentary on moments where law and reality collide.
Good morning. 14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hillary Braley presiding. Okay, and I need you unmuted at the jail. There we go. Can I have your name, please?
For the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. I'm the natural person, I'm the living man. How we doing today, Miss Braley?
We are upright, if nothing else. Great. So, okay. And you said your name is Thomas Styron?
The second.
The second.
And then I'm the natural person, the living man.
Okay, thank you for your patience there. We had a little bit of a kerfuffle. So, recalling case number 19S00472, that is the state of Michigan versus Thomas Ulrich Styron, the second, you said, and also calling 24W001025, that is the township of Ypsilanti, also versus Thomas Ulrich Styron. So, state your name for the record.
So, for the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. It is not the name you have attached to this case is not me. I believe that's a state created entity, Your Honor. Okay. And me being a living person. I don't. My name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name nor.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off right there.
You really have to wonder what this man was thinking walking into court with this approach. He decides to use the classic sovereign citizen playbook, but the problem is, he doesn't even seem to understand the script he's trying to follow. His arguments about jurisdiction and odd punctuation rules come across more like confusion than a serious legal defense. As he continues, it becomes clear he may not have spent much time actually studying the law. Instead of presenting strong reasoning, he tries to bend imaginary rules to support his case, which only makes his stance look weaker. You can't simply invent laws to fit your own narrative, and in a courtroom setting that gets exposed almost immediately, the judge, maintaining her composure, listens carefully but can't help showing a small reaction when his arguments begin to unravel. At one point, you even catch her letting out a slight chuckle as he stumbles over his words, which shows just how flimsy his position really is. What makes this moment so memorable is not only his persistence, but also the way the judge eventually responds. By the end, her words deliver a reality check that cuts through all the confusion, leaving no doubt about who truly holds authority in that courtroom. Trust me, you'll want to hear exactly how she shuts this down, because it's both sharp and entertaining.
I don't have no contracts with the state of Michigan at all, period. And so I was wondering about personal jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction in regards to this.
Okay. And you can continue to wonder about those at the moment. What I am doing, you have a show cause hearing on the matter ending in 472, which is the retail fraud charge. I'm showing a balance of $210 on that. And then what you're being arraigned on, that is what I am here to explain the charge against you, is a citation issued on April 2nd, 2024 at 9:24 in the evening. That charges that you operated a motor vehicle on North Ford Boulevard at or near Russell Street with no license on your person. Do you comprehend the charge against you?
I do not. I don't even own a license. I canceled my license years ago.
Okay. So, what you are being charged with is operating a motor vehicle without having a license on your person. So, I'm not asking if you agree with this. I'm not asking if you have a license. I'm asking if you understand the words coming out of my mouth as far as what this charge is.
The charge is accused me of not having a driver's license on my person, correct?
Correct.
Well, from my understanding, I need a driver's license if I'm in commerce. I was traveling home.
Okay.
I wasn't doing business at all. And also from my understanding, I don't need a license to do that.
And your overstanding is incorrect, sir. But we are not going to get into that.
Did this man just end up giving the court more evidence against himself? The original charge was for driving without a license, yet instead of keeping it simple, he openly admits he hasn't had a license for 2 years. Then, to make things even worse, he tries to argue that he wasn't driving, but rather traveling. That kind of statement doesn't help his case. It just makes the prosecution's job easier. When you're facing a charge like this, the last thing you want to do is offer extra details that confirm the accusation. Claiming you weren't driving at all only raises more eyebrows, especially when the situation clearly shows otherwise. It's the kind of contradiction that weakens your credibility in front of a judge, and everyone in the courtroom can see through it immediately. The truth is, a driver's license isn't difficult to get, nor is it an unreasonable requirement. If people simply followed basic laws and cooperated with the system, they could avoid unnecessary legal trouble and, more importantly, avoid jail time. Unfortunately, many sovereign citizens believe they've found a loophole, when in reality, they are only creating bigger problems for themselves. Now, to be fair, this particular defendant is being more respectful than many others who use the same defense, but his reasoning doesn't hold up. His calm tone doesn't change the fact that his arguments are flawed from the ground up. So let's head back into the hearing and see exactly how the judge handles this unusual line of reasoning.
For now, you are saying that you have understood the words as far as not having a license on your person. It is a misdemeanor charge with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both.
So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Yes.
So
at this time, the court is going to set a pre-trial date for you. That will be before Judge Washington.
ma'am, can we prove the jurisdiction first before we go ahead with setting a trial for that entity or a pre-trial for that entity?
I hear you, and at this point you are appearing in front of the court. You have put your name on the record, and yes, we are setting a pre-trial date for you.
I did put my name on the record, and my name that I put on the record is not the same name that you have attached to that case.
And you can provide documentation of such at your pre-trial date, which is going to be June 26th.
So the documentation that I have published, recorded the documentation I have published and recorded on the record, on the state of Michigan record, that says what I just told you, that I'm not who you have, that I'm not the name you have attached to that case, I need to bring that with me, is what you're saying? It being already recorded and on the state of Michigan records, is that good enough?
Whatever documentation you have, bring it with you to your pretrial date. That is what I am telling you, yes. So, and again, that court date, June 26th? Okay. Will be June 26th at 9 a.m. before Judge Washington. The court will enter that you are standing mute to all charges at this time.
So we're just assuming jurisdiction, though, correct?
Yes.
How? From my understanding, that has to be proved before we even proceed with anything else. Am I wrong?
You are not correct. The court will also set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. Basically, you are promising to show up for that June 24th court date at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington, where you will have your pretrial. Okay, so at this point, your hearings are concluded. You are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
So I need to be there under threat, duress, coercion of going to jail?
I have to say, the way this judge managed the sovereign citizen in this hearing was impressive. She allowed him enough room to speak so that his arguments revealed themselves for what they were. But at the same time, she kept firm control over the courtroom. Whenever his points began drifting into confusion, she stepped in quickly, cutting off the nonsense and redirecting the focus. At times, she even responded with subtle, sharp remarks that showed she was fully in command of the situation. Judges like her are exactly what's needed in these kinds of cases, patient enough to hear someone out, but strong enough to set boundaries and maintain authority. You could see that she was never intimidated, never rattled, and that confidence is key when dealing with individuals who rely on misused legal jargon to make their case. Instead of letting the courtroom spiral out of control, she reminded everyone who was really in charge. Now, there's also the unique element of this hearing being held over Zoom. Some people might appreciate the convenience, but personally, I think it makes serious proceedings feel less effective. Watching someone attempt to argue sovereign citizen theories through a video call almost feels like comedy. It strips away the weight of the courtroom setting. It's hard to maintain order when people constantly talk over each other, and the authority of the court just doesn't come across as strong on a screen as it does in person. Still, this hearing stood out because the judge refused to let the format weaken her authority. Even through Zoom, she was able to command respect and keep the process moving. That balance of patience, firmness, and just a touch of wit is what made this moment worth remembering. That wraps up this breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed following this case, don't forget to like and subscribe for more courtroom coverage and commentary. And of course, let me know your thoughts on this hearing, especially whether you think Zoom court is effective or if it takes away from the seriousness of real justice. Until next time, take care.